What you are about to see is a discussion video based on the information and knowledge of the current reaction done by ArchitectCobra. Theories and ideas said in this video may be 100% wrong and may be guesses. For those of you who are lore Lances and wish to ruin the show for ArchitectCobra for giving him information that you would only get from future episodes that he has not gotten to yet, then I suggest you turn this video off now. This is not the video for you. Welcome everybody, welcome back to Fairy Tale Discussions episode 12. This episode we're going to be talking about 6 episodes, 191 through 196. Joining me today, and I forgot to freaking change the title, whatever, we're going to keep going. Justin and Tommy, welcome.
Hey.
Hello. I forgot this, we still have Obey on there on accident. Welcome guys. I changed it, don't worry. So yeah, we're gonna continue with my format that I kind of came up with last couple discussions, where I'm just gonna be talking about the major points that happened in the episodes, not every single little tiny detail in all the episodes. So I'm just gonna skip over a bunch of random things that happened. Yeah, let's get started, shall we? Because I'm already on 196, it seems like a distant memory now, but the Eclipse Gate opens. Like that was basically in 194 or 191. I mean, it was the Eclipse Gate opening. I found it really weird that the princess was basically saying, "I wish we could like when Lucy was saying to postpone it or whatever like that, to like why you're opening the gate now kind of thing. The princess says, "I wish we could, but the gate takes too long to open." But like it seemed really quick, like to like even though they said it was like takes too long, it seemed pretty like maybe like under a minute kind of thing. But like when dragons are attacking, I can understand them wanting every single second, to them, whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, to be fair, also the gate brought the dragons to begin with, so it was they were duped. Future Rogue kind of screwed them out of that, because he wants to
prank them.
Huh?
So he pranked them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's past April Fool's though.
Yeah.
It is. So at first, when I in my reaction, I thought Lucy. It was like, that kind of like set point in time, something always happens. And then when Rogue was saying that Lucy always closed the gate, I thought that was happening. What was actually happening was Lucy gets a message from Grandpa Crux, that's what she said, about the gate, and she knows that she needs to close it. So that was actually a pretty cool moment. When like her eyes like kind of like realize what's going on, and then she's like, "We need to close it now."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the gate is being powered, or it's being powered by all the magic it's been accumulating over the years, but it's being it's out of whack because of the eclipse, the actual eclipse happening, which is it's weird they call the weapon the Eclipse Gate, and an eclipse is the thing that screws it up. It's so weird. But the gate is from the Book of Zareth, so I'm sure that, he planned this at some point or to do so. I don't know. You can never really theorize on what he's planning because he's never on screen or anything. That much, anyways. Yeah. We watched the end credit scene. Last group of episodes, 193. That was a cool credit scene. I feel like 100% that was future Lucy dying and going to heaven to see her friends kind of thing. It did seem like that.
I mean, they had the only one that was actually colored was her over her guild mark, and the only other person that was color silhouetted is Natsu, and the other people were just silhouettes in the background.
Yeah.
And it was a golden. It was like a gold cloudy field thing.
Well, I think it was the desert, wasn't it, or something like that?
It looked like.
It looked like
grass.
She was
grass.
Oh, that's true. That could have been that, like a grassland kind of thing, yeah. But she was like, looking at the stars and everything, and kind of teleporting around a little bit. So yeah, I like to think as future Lucy, kind of getting back to her friends kind of thing. Yeah.
Sure. If it is, it's pretty nice symbolism.
Yeah.
That they did that.
It is. It would be very, very cool if that's the case. So yeah, we actually find out that we get to meet the king, and then we get to find out that he's the Pumpkin Man. Oh my God.
You're gonna see a Pumpkin Man. Just accept it. We have to accept it now. He's the king of Fiore.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool that he hid in the Pumpkin Man outfit just to enjoy the games. Like,
That was and notice how when the guards show, I don't know if you noticed it, in one of the episodes before he disappeared at the announcer's table, they literally look over to get his input, but a few minutes before him being missing, the guards show up, and that's when the Pumpkin Man notices him with his eyes slanted to the left.
Yeah.
And then basically they look back over to talk to him, and he's gone. It's like, obviously the king's on some important business.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool to see who the Pumpkin Man was, because like we got a lot of hints, not like big hints like towards him being the king or anything, but like we got like a lot of teasing. From
there was that one time. Yeah, there was that time that it showed him like taking off the outfit.
Yeah.
You never got to see who it was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And the reason they didn't show us is because they would have had to be short enough to fit in it, and the king himself is short as all hell.
Yeah.
So it would have been obvious that he was Pumpkin Man, unless an Xseed was Pumpkin Man. I mean, that could have been a possibility too, but I would hope not.
It could, but I mean, they've been doing that for a couple of years now, so I don't think because Xseeds weren't around for that long, unless it's one of the children. Yeah. So next other thing I want to talk about was Ultir. At the end of 1696, about Ultir kind of goes back to her dark side, sort of thing.
She's really beating herself up over the past.
Yeah.
She can't seem to move forward and accept that. That was the reason they made the name of the guild, was probably more tied around her than anyone else, if you think about it. Witch's crime. It was obviously tied more around, I think, more so because they're all tied to because of what she did anyway. Jalal's there because of the shit he did, because he was being tricked by her. Melody followed her all this time because, we already went into that in previous discussions, because she thought that she was the one who helped and she's the one who destroyed the village that she lived in.
Yeah.
So they're all tied together by that one name. It was more tied around Ultir. Ultir can't seem to move forward. She's beating herself up over it. Actually, the middle episode and the last episode, she reminded us of how bad she's beating herself up over it. And while people are fighting dragons and stuff, she's sitting in the middle of rubble after. She has a moment where she tries to she's thinking about killing Rogue. And she's sitting on that kind of like building ledge and like overlooking Rogue. Natsu's words got to her, because what Natsu said is true. We'd be killing an innocent person because he isn't the same as he is that now.
And we got to see a flashback of him after being saved from Ultir. That was really, really touching.
Yeah,
got to see his reaction to
because at first it was just blind rage, but then there's the transcendence of different emotions you feel when something like that happens. You usually do have anger, sadness, and all that other stuff. So 5 stages of grief, I think, is what they call it, or something. Well, he didn't do denial, so I mean, it's okay though. We don't need.
He went straight to anger, and then
straight to anger, then sadness. Like just skip the other.
He skipped like 2 steps.
So it'll be interesting to see what she does next. Like, I mean, sure, she's beating herself up now, but at some point she's got to like help out, because I mean, what else we're gonna do? Just gonna sit there and mope the entire time the dragons are attacking, kind of thing. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like she's a strong asset, like in terms of like fighting them.
Yeah, her magic could be very effective, even if it's not directly used on the dragon. She could, I don't know, use it to keep the other wizards out of harm, like she did for Natsu in a sense. I mean, let's be real. She could be helping I hope she realizes she's doing even more harm / crimes by not helping.
Yeah.
Than she would if she actually helped.
I definitely like when the show like takes time to focus on like side characters, like Ultir right now. Like it's definitely focusing a lot on her.
Yeah, she is a pretty. So, like, she is a pretty. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You were
interesting character. Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. At the same time, it's like at the same time, I am annoyed that she's while everyone's fighting for their lives, she's currently beating herself up over it. But at the same time, I can understand her mentality because of all the lives she herself has messed up herself.
Yeah.
And regret is going to be with her for like there's no way to not have regret after the stuff she's done. But if she doesn't help them now, she's going to regret who knows what. I mean, people be fighting dragons. This is not a time for regret later.
Yeah.
Fight now.
She's a very like complex and deep character. Yeah.
Slightly broken too, probably, because she can't seem to get break from the past. She's kind of.
Well, yeah, she instantly went back to her old ways, like in a way, like she.
Especially bailing Jalal out, she just basically made herself the ultimate bad guy there.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting later on to see if Miliana or Kagura actually go after her at all at some point. I mean, it's probably not gonna be like immediate, but it might be like, later on down the path, whatever.
And low key,
they have like a thing.
Your mic gets lower sometimes, so I don't know that you were still talking. My bad.
Sorry.
About that.
Go ahead.
Basically, the thing is, I don't know if you guys caught it, but even though she was making herself the bad guy, she was also doing what she did throughout the obviously since she went back to her roots. But the thing is, she was playing Miliana and Kagura, even though Kagura wasn't actually there with them. She was obviously listening, so still playing her too in a sense. But like a fiddle, by making herself seem like the bad guy, getting them to focus and ally with Jalal to try to fight the dragons off instead of focusing on the past problems.
Yeah.
So basically, she played them to think she's the ultimate enemy, so they'll fight to help kill the dragons, and then maybe come after her later, or whatever. She says, like, if you're still alive, you can have a shot at revenge. But by the way, she needs to take her own advice and move on for this fight. Like, I love how she's giving it, basically, in a sense, manipulating them into fighting the dragons and not worrying about the past.
Yeah.
And her herself can't even do that. She can give advice, but she can't take it.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch on Future Rogue, too, as well. In his time, he killed Sting to gain his power. So he's... And
I love how...
He's the Shadow Light Dragon Slayer.
But
Rogue himself...
Cool. Yeah, and Rogue himself says, I love how we know that's what happens in the future, but then Rogue in this set of episodes says, as long as Sting's here is like my guiding light, I can do this. I can fight off this darkness.
I feel like in Future Rogue's time, something changed drastically.
Yeah.
To change the events that took place.
I know, I was just finding it ironic as well. I understand that obviously something happened, but just ironic that a couple episodes beforehand, we hear that he killed Sting, took his powers. In this set of episodes, he's like, as long as Sting's here, I'm good.
Yeah.
I just found it kind of, regardless of
also, it's not really like confirmed, I guess, but I was kind of thinking it over, and it makes sense. Future Rogue is the Shade that took over our Rogue. It makes a lot of sense because the
he knew everything about Rogue.
The scar on the shadow eye and everything whenever he transformed, or we saw the Shade and like in shadow form, we saw like the eye, kind of the messed up eye that he has. So yeah, but it makes a lot of sense that the Shade is actually Future Rogue, and it's a good hiding place for for Rogue to be.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know, but I don't know. I always found I was listening to Rogue Fight Natsu this episode, Future Rogue, and I was listening to the Shade, and the Shade just sounds like a more ominous voice of the Future Rogue. Like,
well, the Shade is Future Rogue. What do you mean by?
Yeah, basically, I'm saying I knew from I thought you knew that already. Like, basically, based off the voice. I guess you didn't hear it till. I always thought the voice of someone. That's how I was able to figure it out.
It is sort of like a little bit distorted in a way. Or not distorted, but like kind of
darker voice of the.
It's got a little tint to it to make it different. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't click.
Yeah, I know. There's some things you don't. I noticed that there was the same thing when you found out about Barbara voicing. It took you a second time of hearing the voice for it to click.
Oh, that was pretty quick. That was like really quick for me to do it though. Like there's a couple things that I don't really click on until later on in the show.
I know. I was just saying, just giving examples.
So his goal is to use the dragons to go fight Acnologia, and then later on defeat, like, conquer the world kind of thing. It's pretty much what his dragon he developed dragon tamer magic, which is very interesting. It's not a Slayer magic. It's just like,
I think it's broken.
Dragon tamer magic. Well, it's not completely broken because Atlas Flame got away from it.
Yes. Obviously, it means that you need some kind of, like, something to snap you out of it, whether it be the power of... Oh, no, it is, isn't it?
The power of friendship.
Friends with them. Yes.
Uncle Atlas Flame.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Low key, those flames look different from not. Obviously, they're Atlas flames, but when he uses them, I want Natsu to just those to be his firepower. Those flames look so much cooler than his.
I bet you right now, like at this moment, we're gonna start seeing those flames more. Maybe, like, you know how like Loxus gave Natsu his lightning. I wonder if Atlas Flames' flames is gonna stay with Natsu for a while, where he can like kind of just muster up like a superpower punch or something with like Atlas's flames.
Because I believe he called it like Hellfire,
Hellfire.
So that could be a new mode for Natsu, like Hellfire mode.
That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Hellfire Lightning Flame Dragon mode. Hellfire Lightning. No. Lightning Hellfire Hellflame mode.
No, Hellfire Lightning Flame Dragon would be awesome.
Yes.
Just add all the adjectives.
Not more of the OP main character that he already is. The flames of emotion will surge high with this one.
Yeah.
Hellfire flames of emotion.
So I'm skipping around, of course, like I said. So the next thing I want to talk about was the all the moments of Fairy Tail and all the other groups, whatever, fighting and being like all hurt and bruised and like
we should
being
mention,
attacked and everything.
Wait, so you're talking about all the groups of Fairy Tail or all the guilds in general?
All the like the wizards that are fighting the little dragons.
Okay, so I think we should mention the worst ones first and save the best ones for last.
Well, I have the 5, and yes, the worst one is last. So yeah, don't worry about that. Mako, Wakaba, and Romeo are stuck inside of a building and refused help from Happy.
Even though Happy was sent to look for people that needed help.
Yeah. Romeo's got like a messed up arm, I think. Wakaba.
Rock fell on it.
Wakaba has, I think he's mentioned his back is starting to hurt a lot, and then Makao just in general, I think, is like starting to hurt.
He was just a tough guy.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, just in general, they've been fighting for like a while now, so it's understandable, and like they get hit every once in a while, so it's starting to take the toll. It was like a war movie, like when they were like showing everyone like getting hurt and everything. It was like the destroyed buildings and everything, and the fire and the explosions and stuff in the background, and like people are like duck and covering in rubble and everything, like just like a war movie. Like it's very, very stylized like that way.
I'm actually really liking it a lot because like it's showing that Fairy Tail is like actually struggling and that like we're actually kind of losing this battle a little bit, I would say. Definitely, yeah.
The only one I can really count as like an even match at the moment, in a sense, would probably be the Natsu up in the air with Rogue, and even that's not even, because he even says that he's powerful and he needs a way to. Well, that was before he went and got the dragon, though. He hasn't. Now that he has the dragon, they're fighting. Pretty much on par in a sense, because Natsu's got an unending food source now.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's riding his food.
Jump on the back of Atlas Flame, eat him, and then go attack him more.
Back out fight, yeah.
Power up a little bit more. So next we had Urza, like basically like falling. She's hurt so much, like her leg's broken, or her foot I think is broken or something like that.
If you think about, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, she's like basically like giving up in a way. Oh, she was like kind of giving up in a way.
I've never seen her like that.
Because she fought with Kagura and Minerva,
broke her foot saving Kagura, and then she didn't rest, and she was out there running around with swords on a broken foot. Good idea. GG.
Used all of her magic on her second origin, so she's pretty beat up. She's pretty beat up.
Beautiful, and she was still fighting the mini dragons pretty well for pretty much just being. She was basically just a swordswoman at that point. Just she couldn't use any magic. Yeah, she's just a swordswoman at that point. And then Jalal coming in with the star nuke, the celestial star nuke. You know, that epic mode.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. And then after that, we had the whole Miliana Kagura scene with all that.
Yeah,
we'll skip that.
And then,
then we had Elfman and Lizana fighting. Elfman kind of putting Lizana on the sidelines, while Elfman's like jumping into the fray and like destroying the dragons and everything.
Tackling football style. That's
and I feel like at this point Mira should be there because right now she's pretty useless against dragons. So she should be helping with the mini dragons right now, because she's fine. Like her power level is fine. She's not dying. She's not hurt, destroyed, anything. She's fine. So she definitely be out there helping. Because I mean, come on.
She's got especially since Lox is gonna help out Wendy. Like Mira doesn't need to be there anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And basically, what I like to. I just realized how epic this would be. Fucking Miliana using your tube magic, basically tying up all the mini dragons in one area, then having just a fucking Mara tree form just drop a big nuke on them, and then they all just die. All the mini dragons are dead. No more.
But I feel like Mother Dragon will
delay more, yeah. More. Yeah, until Mother Glary is fucking taken care of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to point out that in my reaction I said this too. It's basically just like the dragon from Ruby. Like
it is.
It's like exactly
like shadows.
Yeah.
It's dropping eggs out of its many holes that it has.
It's so funny to see that. Yeah. So Troy and Jet, they're getting beat up, knocked down. They're getting they're getting wrecked pretty much. Jet wants to save Troy, of course. Troy's giving up on himself.
Isn't it Troy? I thought it was Droy. No, whatever. No,
I heard Troy.
Yeah. No one really cares about them anyway.
No one cares
Shadow Gear. Anyway. Team Shadow Gear. Yeah, they're getting beat up pretty hard. So
I wanna think that they actually died in that moment because
they did.
I don't know. It kind of. Yeah, it cut away from it too. So I don't know.
Well, it cut away just as the light was reaching them from the blast. So I mean, unless low key. Someone powerful jumps in and says, "Yo, not today," then I'm gonna assume they were hit.
What if Gildarts just randomly showed up and saved them?
Uppercut punch to the power.
Yeah. Yeah. But then again, why would Gildarts try to save them of all people?
They are fairy tales though, but
yeah.
I don't know. They're probably just knocked out for right now.
So kind of think Gildart's strong enough to basically one shot the future Rogue with one of his uppercuts?
Probably a good match. Yeah. Probably not one hit though. I'd say if anything, once he starts to jump at Rogue and about to hit him, he'll turn to shadow at the last moment. Just poof into smoke kind of thing. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting fight if that actually happens, but I doubt he's coming back at all. Seeing how we're 7 episodes left, I doubt Gildarts is gonna come and help. Yeah. I mean, he might, but at the same time, I doubt it.
It brings me to the internal question: where the hell is Gildarts right now? Does he not see that the kingdom is literally destroyed?
He's going flirt with more women. He does that a lot.
He said he was going off to wander, kind of wander the land, that sort of thing. So
and when he returns, Kana will have a little sister.
Gosh. So yeah, and then the last group of people that we've seen getting beat up and everything were Gray, Juvia, Leon, and Meldy. Meldy sort of just coming at the last second, looking for Ultir. Yeah, so Juvia, Leon, and Gray. Great combination. They should have been using all their powers, Juvia shooting water, Leon and Gray turning them to ice. Big combination of spells.
But by the way, I just want to point out that even you pointed out during a reaction, Cobra, that Juvia should be fine. She could turn to water, but she wasn't paying attention. But if she was paying attention, that means she could have just had it go through her as water. Then Gray wouldn't have had to jump in and get nuked in the face, chest, and every part of his body.
Yeah.
With blasts.
Yeah, if, for those of you watching, that moment was spoiled for me a couple weeks ago in a live stream. In a live stream, yeah, it was a live stream. So that moment was pretty lackluster in reaction-wise because I sort of knew it was happening, but I didn't know how it happened. I never knew when it was going to happen. I just knew it happened.
And when he saw the heart shot, I just saw Cobra's soul just go, oh, so this is how it happens.
Yeah.
And then he took the headshot. He's like, oh, well, that was dark. But he was like so lackluster, but I was like, oh, that was dark.
I was like that lackluster. I was shocked that he got shot through the head.
Just say that so bluntly. Oh, he was shot right through his head, man.
Very dark.
Okay, that's probably the most horrific thing Juvia's ever seen in her lifetime.
Yeah, that scream afterwards.
Yeah, that was good voice acting scream. That was nice.
And by Leon too.
Yeah, that Gray!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so now for the big meaty section of this discussion would be the dragons. So, because the dragons showed up at 192, so we never got to talk about them in other discussions. So, we have all this information, like a huge freaking thing about dragons. So, 7 dragons. We have like a scaly kind of dragon, like a fish sort of dragon. The one that... sorry. The scaly dragon is the adamantium scale dragon, the mother dragon that Rogue is riding. We have that one. Then we have the fish dragon, possibly water. We don't actually know. We don't actually know. It has never done a breath attack, I don't think.
I love how they tease, like they basically, even if it's whether it's a hint or not, I don't know, but it just sounds so weird. You remember how this isn't part of like the actual what is remember when Lox one of the Thunderlings people says if there was ever a water dragon slayer it could be a good time to have one of those, and Lox says I've never heard of never heard of it. And then you're like, I would hope there'd be one. It's what you said.
Because like before, I think it was in one of my Q&A videos, somebody asked me like theorize, what other dragon slayers there might be in the world, and one of my things that I came up with was water dragon slayer. Also, I had rock, I think, too, and leaf, and like all these kind of like weird kind of elements and stuff.
Water seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, I believe I can't remember where I found this out, but one of the main characters was supposed to like was it Gray that was supposed to originally be?
I think it was Gray.
Like that was supposed to be a water.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They made him ice wizard.
He was supposed to be a water dragon slayer, but they made him an ice wizard. So yeah.
You seemed on board with that water dragon slayer idea for Gray though. You seemed like you might.
It would have been really cool to see. Like they would be like on par.
Not Subaru's and Gray would have a 100%. Every way matching rivalry, dragon slaying magic, the typing, everything.
100% even on all fronts. That would have been an awesome way to go. But I'm cool with him being a ice wizard as well. It still in a way works out, but of course not 100%. Natsu does have like a lot of upper hand on him.
Because Natsu can eat things and getting their power. It's cheating.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's cheating. And he has the flame. Oh, no, we had some great ice of emotion. Never mind. Gray has that power, too. Gray has the emotion surge power. It's legit.
And
everyone does.
The next dragon to show up was the Atlas Flame. He showed up through the gate. I full on thought he was going to be like Igneal or something like that, like coming through like on fire kind of thing, but it's a different dragon. So yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like where the heck is Igneal? Because he's like alive and he knows about the events taking place. So like, where is he? Like seriously, like because we've seen him like talk about the Dragon King Festival and everything, and it would have made sense for him to come through the gate at that point. But I guess at the same time, this was like 400 years. The gate opened up 400. I think it was 400, something like that. Like
into the past when dragons ruled.
Like a heck of a long time ago. Yeah, when dragons reigned. So, Igneel only disappeared like 7 or so years ago, whatever. So, 777, whatever the number.
Yeah.
So I guess he wouldn't be back in that time. So yeah, where is he right now? Is my question. Next dragon we had the I'm calling the bug dragon because he has like this huge pincer on his face that he can use. So I don't know, bug. I mean, like, what else would he be though? Like crab? I
crab dragon.
Crab dragon. Then we had the also what I'm calling bird dragon. It's like the style of that one is like kind of like a pterodactyl in a way, I guess, or like a raptor kind of. He doesn't have arms like other dragons do. His arms are his wings, just like a pterodactyl, kind of like, bird-like wings. So yeah, and then we have the rock dragon. And then the Jade Dragon, which is I find it weird that the Jade Dragon didn't have an entrance. He didn't walk through the gate like the other ones. We just kind of like all of a sudden he just kind of appeared and like was like flying with them. It's like, wait, what? Like when he showed up.
That would be the appropriate time when he first just flies down and basically appears. We need to have like a meme that says "Surprise, motherfuckers."
And then we had a small hint at the this like dog dragon looking thing that was getting like pushed back into the portal while they were closing the gates. Thanks to Lucy and Yukino, who used all their keys to like close the gate. I full on thought they were summoning some like major like OP celestial spirit.
You thought they were summoning the celestial spirit keys, but you said in your reaction, you're like,
that would have been like. That would have been like an awesome thing to like happen, just like because the king's like enormous. Like if they summon him and then like he just like grabs the door and just like shuts it, like like he could do it. Like, but yeah, it's interesting that they didn't go that route. Also, they never used the 13th key. You can know just apparently just given up on the 13th key.
She threw it away.
Yeah, like for real. Like we've never seen her with it.
Failed her when she was in Sabretooth. It reminds her of Sabretooth. She must get rid of it.
We've never seen her use it anymore. She's never mentioned it at all. We never seen it again. Like it's just gone out of existence. Like the moment she used it. Like it's.
So is that going to be something that's going to make you drop the rating of this arc because they don't mention that they're not mentioning the damn key again?
It's just a weird thing to like. They announce like I got the 13th key and then like summons this giant like snake beast thing and then Kagura one shots it.
Never brought up again.
And then never brought up again. Yeah, like. And Lucy even says like it's been like a what you say, like back when it was summoned. The 13th key. I
thought it was just like fairy tales or like a legend or something.
Yeah. So I mean, they hyped it up so much to the point where they're never gonna use it again. Like really, like they used it once. Kagura one shots it, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. That's all the screen time we're gonna get is that one moment where Kagura one shots.
It gets one shot. So, yeah, we don't get any power throws from it. We get it one shot, and that's all it deserves.
A cool moment where it's like slithering like. Doing whatever with the arena when it's like summoned and everything. It's all dark and like mysterious and everything, and then just one shot it. That's it. That's all it does. Yeah, it's just a little annoyance. I won't like rate the entire arc down because of that, but like I said, yeah, a little annoyance. So yeah, then we had the moment where we touched on it before, but Natsu jumping on the back of Atlas Flame, eating him basically.
Yes.
I thought that was an amazing moment. Like at first I thought he was going to defeat the dragon by eating his entire body. Like
now he and made friends with him, and now he's fighting with him.
Yeah.
And now his food source is on his
side. And Atlas Flame knows Igneel.
Yes, they were friends. They were good friends. Igneel is the king of the fire dragons.
Yeah, we find out that Igneel is indeed the king of the fire dragons, which is incredible. Seeing how Natsu sort of gets his powers from Igneel, it would stand to reason that Igneel can eat fire too, just like Natsu. It seemed that way from what Atlas Flame was kind of remembering.
Yeah, the way the grip that he had reminded him of Igneel. You could even see it. He kept focusing on Natsu's hands and then went to Igneel's claws.
It was like changing hands. Yeah. So it stands to reason that the king of the fire dragons can eat fire. So I wonder if other people can, or other dragons can, fire dragons can, or if it's just like kind of special thing. I don't know. But Atlas's Flame's fire is like freaking hardcore powerful. It even burned Makarov's hands.
Let's talk about how broken Atlas Flames' fire body is, though. it burns away all magic. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? That's pretty freaking broken. I mean, but let's be real.
I mean, to be fair, even Mother Dragon has like the adamantium scale armor,
which is what we need Gagio for. Metal, freaking iron dragons. That's iron. I guess it's not. Well, technically, it's a type of metal. We need Gagio to go up there and fight that thing.
Yeah, that would be a cool match, Gagio versus the Mother Dragon. I was trying to think of because like all the dragons that we know about, we don't know anything about the bird dragon, the pterodactyl dragon, whatever. We have no idea. Like, he's kind of like a shine to him, so he might be iron. I don't know. I don't know.
By the way, low key, when in doubt and you know your friend's in need, just take your enemy with you.
Yeah.
Fucking Sting, dude. Let's go.
I'll go touch on that in a second. That was really funny. So, yeah, Lucy and Kagura, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, so awesome moment with Natsu. At the very end of, what was it, 190, no, 193? 190,
yeah, when he said, I can hear the last one. Oh, you talking about the speech or the part where he said Cobra was coming?
The speech. So, basically, Natsu is, realizes at this point, Natsu can hear Cobra coming. He mentions that. He says that the final one's here or something like that. Like, he's like, he can hear Cobra coming. Or can sense that, Cobra's coming, whatever. So he just yells, at, full volume, 100% volume. Just like when he was fighting Cobra.
We're shaking the camera, let's be real.
Yeah. And, Rogue's sitting there, covering his ears, hurting him, as he's, yelling, right next to him.
But he's smiling, though. He's gotta get that smile.
What, Rogue?
Oh, you're talking about the future Rogue. I'm losing my shit because I thought you were talking about the Dragon Slayer down below.
No, future Rogue. Future Rogue. Right next to Natsu. Yeah, he's, hurting, putting his ears next to him. Or his hands over his ears. But yeah, he's just yelling, "Can you hear me? Let's stop fooling around and use our Dragon Slayer magic." Which, full on throughout the whole reaction, I kept saying that. We need
Dragon Slayers!
I mean, just let Dragon Slayers do what they do. So yeah, he says, we have 7 dragons. We have 7 dragons and 7 Dragon Slayers.
Well, actually, I think he said, yeah, he did. He did say 7 because then Rogue's like, I think your math is bad. You're short.
You're missing one. Yeah.
And I can hear the last one coming. And that's
so
when you pan over to Cobra.
He continues with saying, we can do this. It's what we were born for. Our whole lives had led up to this. Let's use our powers and slay some freaking dragons. Who's with me?
Dragon hunting.
Yeah, I love how it's who's with me? And he jumps up with powering a blast, and he goes because I'm going dragon hunting, and just slams down on the dragon, just huge detonation, and makes the dragon fall down even further. That was awesome. I freaking love that moment so much.
And what ties up that whole speech so well after, we all know that he says you could hear the last one coming. Then we have Cobra being all cool on the edge of a cliff rock area saying, I hear you loud and clear, Natsu. Most just yes.
Yeah, I loved how loud Natsu was, to the point where everybody in the whole, kingdom heard him say all that stuff. That's incredible.
And actually, to be fair, I guess Cobra's whole "I can hear you loud and clear, Natsu" wasn't really needed to be said because everyone in the entire kingdom heard this dude. But if anything, Cobra's been covering his ears in pain because his hearing is amplified.
I think what he was like kind of referring to was.
See, I know what to do.
They were like teleporting. You know, he was with Mest. They were teleporting to where they ended up. So while Natsu was like yelling all of that, they were still teleporting to where they came up to. So when we saw Cobra talking, that was the moment they stopped and like were done teleporting. So because like that's when Mest kind of hunched over and he was like, you know, kind of like winded at the fact that he had to teleport that far. And I think he teleports in bursts. He was sort of like Racer in a way where he just, you know, kind of like he did like a burst and then like another burst and like another burst kind of thing. So he doesn't just teleport like instantly like one place from another. He like teleports in like short little bursts. But yeah, it was a really, really cool moment. I highly loved that moment a lot. It was very, very cool. So yeah, then we had the matchups basically. Loxus and Windy versus the Jade Dragon. We had Cobra versus the Rock Dragon. Gajil versus the Pterodactyl Dragon. Sting versus the Bug Dragon. Rogue versus the Fish one. Fish, like, you know, whatever scaly one. Yeah. And then Natsu plus Atlas Flame versus Rogue plus Mother Dragon. And
tag team match confirmed.
Yeah, that's gonna be an. Like, I want to see that fight, like, more, because Atlas Flame was, like, literally, like, ripping into Mother Dragon, and then, like, just, like, ripping him around or whatever. That blast, though, that, like, Mother Dragon did, like, to, like, rip through Atlas Flame, like, he didn't hurt Atlas Flame at all, but that detonation at the very end where, like, it hit, like,
you were like,
mountain.
Jesus Christ!
It was, like, this little burst, like, pew! And it was, like, boom! just imagine, like, nuke going off. Yeah. Like,
what I thought was interesting was that, like, all the dragon slayers who were, like, fighting the dragons, they weren't really hurting them that much.
Right.
Like, maybe except for Natsu was the only one who was doing any damage.
Yeah, Loxus didn't do that much to Atlas Flame when he was versing him.
Magic is turned away by his thing. Dragon slaying magic, it's still gonna be even weaker against
him. is doing pretty well against Jade Dragon. Yeah. I mean, like decently, anyways. Windy did a bit of damage to Jade Dragon as well, but doesn't have like a lot of damage abilities to begin with. So I hope at least this is what I'm hoping for that fight. I think Windy's gonna power up Loxus to the point where Loxus is gonna do like a ton of damage to Jade Dragon. That's what I'm like theorizing. Anyways, Gajil not making any headway whatsoever in the slightest with the Pterodactyl Dragon. So
Sting neither really. Sting got into his Dragon Force White Drive mode.
Even Sting and Rogue both.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Pterodactyl Dragon. I still have no idea what dragon type he is. That dragon, the bird dragon, Pterodactyl dragon, whatever. Like I said, it has like a sheen to it. It looks possibly it could be iron, but at the same time, no idea. They never mention at all like what its element is, whatever, because all dragons have like a sort of element, so it'll be interesting to find out what that is. And then Natsu is super effective against Mother Dragon by himself, and then even more so, way more effective against Mother Dragon now that he has Atlas's Flames like power running through his veins. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how powerful Natsu is with the flames now fighting Rogue. Like Natsu powered up with Atlas's Flames, and then with his normal just power fighting Rogue. I'm sure by now it's an even fight, maybe. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, this keeps getting better and better every set. I'm just not happy how they left us how you left us a set of episodes. I mean, regardless of the reaction being lackluster in terms of Gray getting wrecked, why that cliffhanger, bro? That's not cool. Basically they did that and then they went to Old Tier being all sad. It's like, why all the sad shit to end a set of episodes? I don't like this.
I mean, through the whole episode, they were kind of like doing that. They're like showing everyone like getting hurt and bruised and like
mostly it was sad. The name of the episode was Sin and Sacrifice, so I guess. But wait, why is the Gray the one taking the sacrifice here? What is this? The Sin is obviously old here. Tell by the name.
Maybe this is the moment where like Juvia snaps and like just like unleashes some kind of like hidden magic like within her.
Oh, dude!
Her love is destroyed. Like fuck the dragons and like starts like just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, she somehow becomes like the water dragon slayer then. Like she reveals it to everyone.
That would be so cool.
Like, oh yeah, all this time I was actually raised by a dragon. I just never told you guys.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually like really enjoying this arc because like I remember I wasn't too crazy about it, but like rewatching it now, I'm really enjoying it. The stuff with the eclipse and all that. It's like really good.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I love how they're putting like time travel into the mix. Because for me, time travel is like a big thing that I like a lot. I love like Doctor Who and like just like all these time travel like theories and like paradoxes and like all this kind of stuff. Which I wanted to mention too. This show they said killing current rogue would or what'd they say? Killing current rogue
would get rid of the future one, but they said they only basically they said that at first it wouldn't affect that according to what I think it was Melody or Natsu said, and then LootCrate talked about how the time flux is completely out of whack from Lucy and Rogue coming back.
Right. That was what it was. Yeah, that's the problem that I have with it. They basically said killing current rogue will have no effect on future rogue. That's not what happens.
Yeah.
If you kill current rogue, future rogue will cease to exist. Like no matter what.
Yeah.
Like not killing him is like an option. You could definitely not kill him and go kill future rogue, but or current rogue will just end up being future rogue in some timeline, and you just come back and do it all over again, kind of thing. I don't know. It's just like I know so much, like all the different theories and time travel paradoxes and like all this stuff to the point where that moment was really weird. Like to me, I'm like, what? Like doesn't make sense.
It makes you kind of wonder like what is it that changed Rogue so drastically that made him become evil in the future, and like is it possible that we can change it so it doesn't happen in the future?
Yeah, and let's be real here. The thing about Melody and Natsu agreeing that, or it might have been Natsu the one that said it won't affect the future Rogue. I think it was Melody, but regardless, the one reason that the reason they gave that it wouldn't affect him, besides the fact that was he's a different person than he is in the future. Motherfuckers, regardless of what changed, he's still the Rogue. He's just a very corrupted and fucked up Rogue. But that is still Rogue here, and that is still Rogue up there. Regardless of what you do, you put a hat on him, it's still Rogue.
Yeah.
There's no denying it.
What I was actually thinking about future Rogue in his timeline, I wonder if the corruption that turned his heart, I wonder if it's future Rogue's future Rogue, if that makes sense. Like, future
Rogue, and then future Rogue.
There's like a cycle going on with future Rogue. So Rogue and future Rogue. So Rogue had the shade kind of follow him. We know that the shade is now future Rogue, that turns him, or not turns him, but like can like control him, kind of thing. So it's gonna be interesting to see, if at some point future Rogue does it again to like control current Rogue, to like change him again. Which what I'm getting at is there's a constant cycle of evil happening.
I get you. Just like the fact that even though future Lucy was killed, I'm wondering if the future Lucy of this Lucy, if this Lucy lives, is going to come back and have to help the past again. It's going to be a never-ending cycle for everyone who came back from the future. It's just going to be like, future Lucy, I'm here to tell you, past Lucy, that you will come back here anyway. And yeah, like it's just be a clusterfuck of mind fucks. That's what it's going to turn into.
Yeah,
That's why time travel is dangerous, because
the thing with this show is they're like, it seems like it might be just this arc that deals with time travel, but like the show's not like, I'm not hating on the writer at all, but it's like, it doesn't seem like he has all those facts straight, like, or the theories and stuff like that, because like a lot of things don't add up in terms of what he says can happen. But like there's like shows like, you know, Doctor Who have like every theory like in their minds at all times, because it's based on time travel. So it's like it needed a little bit more like theorizing and like more information to actually become like a solid
theory. It's solid kind of theory. Like Cobra would be able to accept this if they would have fleshed out what she meant when she kept saying how, like, one quick scene of her saying that the time flux is all messed up tells us absolutely nothing about how it was messed up, how that even changes a damn thing.
Basically, what they're saying there is wacky crap's gonna happen. Like, yeah. So that's like what does that mean? Like, like it's all messed up. We're like, you know, anything can happen. I'm like, what? Like,
I love that was her reasoning. I love that was Ultier's reasoning on why killing the current rogue would kill the future rogue. It's like, bitch, it doesn't matter if time was messed up or not, according to you, because even if the time flux, as you put it, wasn't messed up, killing the current rogue will kill the future rogue. Like that should not be, like, so you're telling me the time has to be messed up for the current rogue's death to affect the future rogue?
I like how all of a sudden she has all this information about like the eclipse.
Well, her magic is like she even mentions it during every arc she's been in. It's Arc of Time magic. Her magic has to do with time in a sense,
right? But like I'm talking about the Dragon King Festival, like eclipse over the moon and everything.
Did she talk about that? I didn't even hear. Did she talk about the eclipse shit? What?
Well, that's what she's saying. Like that's why everything's all out of whack, is because of the eclipse happening.
That's the thing. She didn't realize. All she said. Well, yeah, she didn't mention eclipse verbally. She just said what's making the time go out of whack is Rogue and Lucy coming back. Like, yeah, obviously that's how they came back with the eclipse, but she doesn't say anything about the Dragon's King Festival. She doesn't verbally say eclipse. She just says it's from them coming back.
It's pretty much like she's talking about just the entire event in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No. I get what you're saying. If Fairy Tail does that sometimes, though, it seems they pull out information that we didn't know the character had, but they pulled out at the most convenient moment that it could be almost considered like, what the fuck? Who did you talk to learn this?
So yeah, then we had I want to touch on too. The first group of episodes when they were fighting dragons, all of, like, the guilds and stuff like that were like fighting dragons. I kept saying, you know, I touched on this in the beginning a little bit. Normal magic does nothing to dragons. Dragon Slayer magic is the only ones that can hurt them.
And I really love how when the Dragon Slayers start fighting, by the way, these set of episodes, the man who thinks he has a chance to help Cobra, Ichiya, jumps in and sacrifices the back of his pants because he gets hit with Cobra's off shots. Because Cobra clearly said, sideliners should stay on the side. Which means
I honestly wish he hit him with a little more poison would have been fine. But,
also, wouldn't he be poisoned because he did get grazed by, like, Cobra's,
that's true.
Yeah, he literally got, it burned his clothing. Wait, what? It melted. I guess would be the
it ripped off or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, acidically melted via the friggin' poison. But I'm pretty sure
that was basically just like Ichiya fan service, like,
which I don't know why anyone would want.
Why would anyone want that?
We need to talk about Jenny for a second. Under what regards did she think that she'd be able to seduce the rock dragon? Yeah. Why? Like, what?
Yeah. we'll touch on that in a second, because I'm gonna mention that in a second. But yeah, so even Makarov, Loxus was there with the guild while they were fighting the dragon, and he didn't do anything until like a little bit later. But like Makarov turning into the Titan, like the giant, whatever his giant mode, and then fighting the dragon, like he knew Loxus was there with them, like in that group. He was there, and then at the last second, Loxus comes up and just like sucker punches the dragon to like knock him to the side a little bit, and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we have Dragon Slayers." So it's like, did you forget?
The thing is, sometimes I don't know why that seems like such a stupid thing in my opinion, where they know what dragon slaying magic is for. Fairy Tail has 3 or 4 of them, yet not once until the Dragon Slayers acted on their own, and it took Natsu, who's not even the guild leader, and who's a bonehead most of the time, that says, "Hey guys, I have an idea. Let's use our Dragon Slayer powers to kill some dragons."
Yeah.
Like, really? I'm pretty sure it's pretty sad that the viewers figured out this strategy before the actual Dragon Slayers in the guild did. That's when you know problems are happening.
Also, I love the fact that Olga tried using his God Slayer magic on it, and it had no effect. It did nothing.
Right.
Which confirms Dragon Slayer magic superior to God Slay magic confirmed.
But to be fair, if a god shows up, we know who to call. We have Shelly and Olga to like deal with the god.
I have to be honest, I have a little gripe with Olga. Like, I feel like he is such like a waste of such a cool power. Like, just God slaying lightning is so cool, but Olga is so bad.
Is it bad that Sheria seems more useful than him?
Yeah, she is.
She actually is. She's a healer, and she can actually fight. Even though we see Olga one-shot things, that doesn't give us an idea of his fighting capability. All the things he one-shotted were weaklings. Shelly on par with Dragon Slayer Wendy.
Olga constantly does those like beam attacks, like those massive like big bomb like lightning.
Is it Sherry or Shelia, by the way? I keep forgetting.
She has like 3 different like translations.
Well, no, her cousin, I think, has a similar name, doesn't it? Her cousin, doesn't her cousin have a similar name, too, or something, though?
I don't know.
Oh, no, hers is Sherry. Yeah, hers is Sherry. Yeah.
But, but, like, Olga has, like, those, like, big, huge attacks and stuff that he never once does stuff like Loxus does, where, like, he, like, can call lightning down from the sky kind of thing and, like, attack multiple targets. Like, that would have been a great tactic for Olga to do.
For some reason, I feel like it should be a God Slayer's job to take out the would-be wimpy God Slayer. I'm gonna need Shelly. I'm gonna need you to come in and knock Olga out of this shit because he's a waste of a character. Where even the Divine God Slayer, like he was way better than what Olga could do. Like it was. Oh god. Olga's just getting like curb stomped left and right from everything. And now he's resorting to friends. Like he says, "Oh, even though you're the guy that beat me, I'm glad you're on my side." It's like, bro, sound a little more like intimidating, like you were at the beginning. Now that you get wrecked, you're just like another character that doesn't matter. Like I swear, the funny thing is, I found the Shelia versus Wendy match more entertaining than the Olga being in any match that he was in. Because he was only in 2. No, he's in 1 game, and then he's in 2 matches in 1 game. The 1 game was with the hammer thing, because we don't count the whatever that game is, because Urza cheated and she just took on all 100 and says fuck you guys. Basically, then we see him fight a member of Quattro Puppies, which we don't care about because he gets one-shotted. Then we see him get one-shotted by Jira, which was his other match. He just gets one-shotted by Jira. So, which I can understand in a sense. He's a wizard saint, but Shelia was put to more use in terms of fighting and being a healer. Like everything she did was convenient for the show. Where Olga's just now he's just there to be there. He doesn't do anything.
Like we were saying before in previous discussions, Olga should have, I hope, the same sort of power that Loxus has. He can teleport with his ability. He can
effect on it, essentially, like a better version. But no, Olga's worse than Loxus.
He just like I said, he only does light beams with his like lightning beams, whatever. So I mean, he's a waste. Yeah, to be fair.
I honestly feel like Shelia could beat Olga in a 1v1 match.
Probably.
Yeah,
so moving on from that, we had a funny moment with Sting. the moment where like Rogue's like trying to hurt his dragon that he's fighting, which I forgot what's the fish dragon. He's like fighting the fish dragon. He doesn't have he's not doing that much damage at all to the fish dragon. And then Sting shows up, and he's like, "Hey," kind of thing, like running at Rogue, and Rogue's like, "Wait, you've already beaten your dragon," kind of thing, and Sting's like, "Nope, figured I'd bring him with me."
Package him up and take him home.
The giant, like, the bug dragon, like crushing a building behind him, trying to get to him and everything. And the moment,
he's slow, he's fine.
Yeah, Rogue's like, "You what?" Like, it's like no worries, dude. He's super slow. And he's like running in place. That was the best moment. I freaking love Sting now. He's incredible.
When he's so upbeat, he's a better character than when he's serious.
He's super cool.
He's like Natsu, only not as stupid. Natsu he's funny, he's stupid. Sting, this guy was just comedy greatness.
I just love I love Michael's voice acting for it too. He's like the phrase like it's like, "No worries, dude. He's super slow." It's like that was the best line. I freaking love Michael's voice acting. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, speaking of Sting and Rogue, did we ever talk about that they revealed? I'm pretty sure it was the first set of episodes that they actually didn't kill their dragons.
Right.
Like, yeah.
They never like they never fought their dragons. Sting's dragon wanted Sting to kill him. And we found out from Rogue, that Rogue's dragon was sick. So they didn't have to fight their dragon to gain their power. They just kind of like just ended their life kind of thing. Because they wanted to or had to. So they never had that experience.
Which means
of
their
fighting
guard
a
was
dragon.
down, which means it's not like fighting a real dragon because their guard was down. One was sick and one was just saying, just do it.
Because like,
just do it.
Because like what we thought before was Rogue and Sting had like an epic battle with their dragons, killed them, and gained their power. That's what we thought, anyways. But
what we actually get.
Rogue
killing defenseless dragons.
Exactly. But we got to see Sting's dragon. His dragon's incredible looking. Holy crap.
Well, let's be real. It makes more sense that not to beat the crap out of both of them now. They didn't honestly kill their dragons, so they're not all that powerful. But kind of puts a face to them.
But I feel like at some point they're gonna unlock that kind of like dragon power that they gained from the dragons like later on, because they said they gained their power. I mean, even if they did kind of kill him out of like respect or like mercy, they still have that power in them. So I'm wondering if because the dragons they killed were like kind of like weak and wanting to die, they never got like a hate-filled power kind of built from the dragon. Kind of like think about like examples like Atlas Flame, like all like built like ready for battle, like destroying everything like that. If Natsu kills him, gains his power, then he gets like a massive like buff. But if like the dragon like Sting just like says just kill me kind of thing, there's no like built like pent up energy in the dragon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but at the same time, the whole definition of gaining the true power of the Dragon Slayer, all it really said before at the beginning of the series, like whenever it mentioned it during the series, was just killing you kill the dragon and you get their you take their power in a sense. If you're a Dragon Slayer, that's how you unlock your true your thing. But now it's like now there's conditions. They can't let you kill them. They have to fight back.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I wonder if the power is still like kind of like held in them.
Since the dragon itself didn't let out all its power to fight them, maybe they can't unlock the power either.
They just have to kind of like just go about their business and like get into like a big fight like they are now, and then they'll like unlock that power, and then they can use that power.
No, the easy way. There's an easier way. Just kill their X-Seeds, man. It's fine. It's fine. That will do it.
I wonder.
He one-shotted the Guildmaster when his X-Seed got wrecked. Thought it got wrecked.
I wonder if that's like the dragon power showing its face a little bit, like when Sting got all angry at that, and then just like
Dude,
unleashed the blast.
He did that crazy shit where you put your hand over your face and you only see one eye, and then he shot a hole through the Guildmaster with one hit, who's supposedly super powerful.
Yeah, so it would make sense that would probably be either his
small taste of what could possibly come out if they learn to control it and do it when they want.
It would be really cool.
Which would make Dragon Slayers really fucking broken, by the way, low key.
And then we had. Sorry, continue.
No, I was gonna make a joke that say Makarov, don't piss Natsu off. You don't want a hole in you.
Oh God, you want to do that?
That'd be horrible, though. Imagine how everybody watching would be sad. It'd be like, oh,
Sting's,
I don't like anymore Natsu.
Sting's Guildmaster was a dick, like 100%.
So that's why I said it was a joke. That's why it's a joke. I'm not serious. I don't want to see Makarov is the shit, dude. Makarov is cool and funny.
So yeah, we had another funny moment with Cobra, which is like my best moment in the show.
Yes.
Fully 100% best moment in the show, in my opinion.
100%
Jenny says, or when Cobra appears and like smashes down on the rock dragon, Jenny says, "Why are you here anyway?" Well, I mean, all of them kind of were wondering that, and like hating on them too for like being there. Like, we don't want you here, kind of thing. Like,
oh, you're
dragons. Like, there are dragons here. You need all the help you can get. Just suck it up.
And then Jenny with her, you're here for me,
Jenny says, why are you here anyways? And then, like, it just activates fan service mode, where, like, it has, like, her, like, posing, like,
holding
with, like,
holding her boobs up,
the scene in the background, whatever.
My twin tigers, she says.
She says, it's like, I know. You saw my twin dragons and wanted to tame them, or wanted a chance to tame them. Keep playing tigers, keep playing nice, and maybe you'll get a cuddle or two. And then it cuts to Cobra, who goes, "It's like, would you shut up, top heavy? Unless you want to die, in which case, keep talking." And Jenny's response immediately afterwards was, "What a creep!" Like. That's such unnecessary. Like, why would you call Cobra the creep when you just full fan service there?
You just straight up tried to seduce him, saying, you play your cards right, maybe you'll get some. He doesn't want any. He wants to beat the crap out of this dragon in peace. Go away.
Yeah, he's Cobra's definitely like the best character in the show. he's me in the show. Like if I were in the show, I would be Cobra, like the full on. It was just so funny.
And there's other truth to these slogans where he said sideline people should stay on the sidelines when fucking Ichiya got hit by his voices, and that's why I told you to stay on the sidelines.
And then, I think it was at that moment or a little bit after, we saw moments of Kinana Cabellios, for those of you, hearing Cobra from the cliff and everything. Oh my God, I love that couple so much, Kinana and Cobra.
Here, guys, so Cobra ships it. Kinana and
I
Eric
ship it.
confirmed.
I ship it. I do. But yeah, it was really cool to. I hope they meet again, like before Cobra, like. I don't actually know what's gonna happen after this. What's gonna happen to Cobra? Is it gonna disappear, kind of run away before
I really don't think they should stay. Here's what they should do. They should either have them meet up again, a lot more all the time, make it, have them go out on dates. That'd be fine. or better yet, have Cobra join Fairy Tail and be with Kinana.
Yeah! Cobra, Sting, and Rogue. All of them should just join Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail would be unstoppable, though. That wouldn't be fair. They'd
have every Dragon Slayer. Oh my God, that would be incredible. But at this,
brought up.
Go ahead.
Really quick, you also brought up the fact that why he didn't use that sound ability that he used in the Starry Sky arc.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's because since that arc was filler, maybe.
No. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, because I'll actually.
The reason for that, I believe, because you notice that each of them lost their I believe they lost the power they had when what they gave up in return was given back to them.
He gave up his eye though.
Yeah. Was it his eye he really gave up? It was his eye.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
Then again, we all know that. I don't think Angel used her powers again after that. Even at the end of that arc, she didn't use her powers again.
Well, because she knew it was evil and turning her kind of thing. But what I was saying in my reaction, I think I mentioned it. I hoped he would use that sound ability, but at the same time, the sound ability is not a Dragon Slayer magic. It's it's just normal magic.
But it's a purpose. Remember during that arc, his purpose for giving up his eye was so he could do that. But he did all this because he wanted to see it and hear his friend again. Remember that was like it's something about his friend, and now that he knows his friend is fine, maybe the power was taken back.
But it could be two reasons why he's not using it. One being the power was like Tommy said, a filler, so the actual show wouldn't mention it. Two, it's just normal magic, wizard magic, so it wouldn't have any effect whatsoever on dragons. We noted before.
No, it wasn't a Dragon Slayer type move. Remember, even when he wasn't even using poison at that time. He was just using the sound. There was no poison at all. Which means if it was a Dragon Slayer move, it would be like neutral Dragon Slayer power, like some neutral, like it's not even an element. It's just a neutral physical.
Yeah. Because I don't think even his hearing is Dragon Slayer magic.
Yeah, no, his hearing just but his hearing was part. I think his hearing was part of it, and I said it's not an actual it's not tied to it directly, but it's something that he has that I can't remember what it is, but yeah, it might not be Dragon Slayer, I don't think. But the thing is about that, or it could be, the third option. It could be the reason why he hasn't used it. The third option basically combining reasons. One, where it was filler. Reasons two, where I still think, two is what you said. In my reason, which is three, which is each power is given them to a sole purpose or wanting that they wanted.
Yeah.
So when they got over the fact that's not what they wanted, or when they realized it wasn't possible, the power just disappeared, which would kind of be convenient to go with the filler thing of saying it's filler too. So I'm thinking 2 and 3 more so. I'm thinking 1 and 3 more so than it not being any effective, because we all know Cobra would always use everything in his arsenal, regardless if it was effective. It was just everyone's way of fighting in this show. Yeah. Everyone who fights in the show uses everything they have, even if it's going to do absolutely nothing. Because if we all knew they weren't using everything, why did Sting wait till halfway through the fight to go Dragon Force White Drive mode against the Dragon when he could do that from the beginning and tried?
Even Rogue did too, yeah.
Yeah, but they waited till just do it at the beginning. You're fighting dragons; it's the perfect time to use it. So obviously they wanted to show off their regular moves without the Dragon Force and White Drive activated.
Also, I want to touch on Natsu and eating the Atlas's flame. Hello, Richard.
Yeah, I was about to say, hi, Richard. He's joining at the end. That's nice. GG.
Oh, he's just in chat. He's not talking. I want Natsu's powered up state that he is in when he's ate Atlas's flames fire. It's weird, or it's not weird, but it's kind of cool. I don't know what to feel about it. He's not in Dragon Force mode from eating that fire. So I'm wondering if it's not enough to activate Dragon Force, or if it's just a small buff to his power or whatever. But he did an enormous explosion on Mother Dragon from just his normal fire plus Atlas. So,
and I liked the scene when Atlas Flame was basically he was hyping up Natsu. He says, "This is the son of Igneal, the man who now also ate some of my fire," and it shows him jumping up with the fire all around him like a hell flame. That was amazing.
I should have got a quote for what he said there, but he was basically saying how his hellfire is from the depths of hell and all this stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you see a burst of fire come up from his back, and he's and he ate it. It's he has it right now. And then the giant burst
and it's connecting with your face. Get ready.
Yeah, so I'm still wondering, or I would like to know actually if Natsu has the capability of going Dragon Force now, or because I know that Rogue and Sting can activate their force at will, but that's because they're just third generation Dragon Slayers. Natsu, I think the way his has to work is he just has to get enough power in him in order to activate it. to become it kind of thing.
The way he's always done it is that he's always needed like an external like power source to do it. So like the first time he did it was the Ethereum shard or whatever that he was eating, and then he got fire from Jalal. So it was always things that he would get from like other people or whatever.
Yeah, so it's what I'm thinking of is it's like he just gets the power and all of a sudden his body just turns into Dragon Force mode. Like it just just past a certain threshold, he'll just get Dragon Force. On opposed to like Sting and Rogue, who can just activate it at will. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he turns into Dragon Force mode, because then he'll be even stronger and can definitely fight Future Rogue. Like for sure, like 100%. Like it'll like be on par, if not better than Future Rogue. Because Future Rogue has never seen Natsu in Dragon Force mode. So it'll be an epic fight for sure to see him in Dragon Force mode plus Future Rogue in Dragon Force mode fighting each other and everything. It'll be sweet if that happens. But again, I have no idea.
What would be pretty broken? Him in Dragon Force while also being in Lightning, like Hellfire Lightning Flame Dragon mode. Like if that became a thing.
Yeah.
Well, he sort of used a little bit of lightning flame.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, like imagine since you made you made a comment saying if he ate this Hellfire, I wonder if he's gonna have like the Hellfire stuff too.
Hellfire lightning flame dragon mode, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Imagine him being in that mode while also having Dragon Force active. Man, I feel like that'd be pretty broken.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, Future Rogue's broken. So I mean,
well, yeah, that's true. White Shadow Dragon, fucking bullshit. Yeah, stun because he has Sting's paralyzing powers, which is pretty broken.
And can turn into a shadow and can tame dragons and he can do a crap ton. So Natsu going in Dragon Force is not going to be that much different. Yeah.
It's gonna even it out if anything. Yeah.
Alright, so we should wrap it up a little bit. We're at the hour and 16-minute mark. But I want to touch on the dragons a little bit, my theories on what's coming up next kind of thing. I feel like Natsu is pretty safe, just continuing what he's doing. I feel like if he continues what he's doing on the road he's going right now, he'll defeat Mother Dragon and Rogue. Yeah. Rogue versus the Fish Dragon, or Sting versus Bug Dragon. I can see definitely some tactics they can use to kind of defeat the two dragons at the same time. Like when I was saying in my reaction, if one does a breath attack, they can lure it where the one dragon, like the Fish Dragon for example, would do a blast on the Bug Dragon, hurting the Bug Dragon, so they hurt each other kind of thing. So I can definitely see that possibly happening.
If you ask me, the only person that's in a pickle right now, based off what we've gotten to see of them so far, is Gagio against his dragon.
Well, I mean, yeah, Gagio, Sting, and Rogue are both having no effect on the dragons whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but Sting and Rogue have a tactical advantage if they think about it. But Gagio's on his own with no other dragon to have the dragon's blast hit. I mean,
I guess Sir Richard left.
Yeah.
We hardly knew him.
We miss you too, Richard.
May you rest in peace, Richard.
With Gray. You can rest in peace with Gray.
But yeah, Loxus and Windy, they're doing pretty alright with their dragon. Well, I should say Loxus is doing pretty alright with J-Dragon. I mean, Windy is too. Windy did some damage to him.
Wendy actually is becoming more of a dragon slayer than some of the others. She's catching up to some of them others, in my opinion.
Yeah. But like I said, I full on expected Windy to power up Loxus to the point where they can do a crap ton of damage to the J-Dragon.
With her enchants? You mean her enchants on Loxus with his S-class rated dragon slaying powers?
Yeah. So I'm full on expecting that to happen, and then Loxus and Windy moving on to help out Gagil or Sting and Rogue, that kind of thing. Once they defeat the J-Dragon. Or if you find out that the princess is actually the Jade Dragon Slayer, then she'd help out and
Can you imagine how this whole time she's been hiding it, and let me see, Loxus and Wendy start having issues, and out of nowhere, the princess pulls a sting, comes down from like the fucking sky, and clashes this dragon into the fucking ground.
So okay, this is what I want. So they're all sitting there watching the fight of the Jade Dragon, fighting Loxus and Wendy, and then the princess is just sitting there, and then like for whatever reason, Wendy and Loxus are like losing at some point. The princess is sitting there, and all of a sudden, like what Natsu does when he's powering up, like the wind kind of kicks up, and like the the clothes start to flutter. I want that to happen with the princess, and then all of a sudden, Jade mode, and like it turns into like, Jade Dragon Force mode, and then just just sprints toward the Dragon Slayer or the Jade Dragon, and then just starts like wrecking house. Like I would love that to happen. That would be so cool.
And instantly, the Jade Dragon Slayer would go down, as obviously Cobra is like one of the top 4 Dragon Slayers in the show. Because
this would be like one of my biggest predictions come true if that would happen. This is literally like the only thing that like the show has never confirmed or hinted at whatsoever. This is like 100% a theory. So it's like, yeah, like the only thing that they hinted at is Jade, the color, like the color, the gems, whatever. They just like the princess, the Jade Dragon, the kingdom. They all have Jade in common.
Somehow I thought mine would be funny too. So I just feel like a combination of ours would be epic.
Yeah.
She goes the Dragon Force thing. The wind flutters. They look up in the sky, and by the time they look up, she's already on top of the dragon. The dragon's already in the dirt.
Yeah, she could just like all of a sudden just like. Everyone feels a gust of wind. They look back, she's gone, and then she's like above the sky, and then she like comes down and smashes
the dragon.
Yeah,
and then she's like, "That's how you be a Dragon Slayer."
God. Also, I'd love to see Juvia turning into the water Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I already got some cool ideas for like a fucking move names. Oh man, this is dope.
So yeah, I think that's where we should wrap up. This is definitely one of the longest episodes. We're already at an hour and 21 minutes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to Justin and Tommy for joining me.
And Richard.
And Richard.
Oh,
R.I.P. Richard.
Richard, who will be... Yeah,
we will remember Richard for all that he's done. I want to touch on this too. Justin gave me a good idea for what we could do for these discussions from now on, and I might implement it next week fully. But instead of doing discussions 3 times a week, we'd save all the episodes for the weekend, and then just combine them all into one big discussion of like 9-episode discussion kind of stuff. So I'm gonna plan on doing that from now on. It's a pretty good idea since like. Mondays and Wednesdays are always kind of weird for people's schedules, and they can't always make it. Weekends are like the ones that people can always make it kind of thing. We always have like big groups of people with us. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing from that now on.
And with
we'll have like a set time so that everyone kind of has that in mind as well.
Yeah, and with 9 episodes, even if we had a bunch of people in here, there'd be plenty for everyone to get a chance to talk about something.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, this group of this discussion had 6, and we were already at like a hour and a half kind of thing. So we had a lot to talk about, to be fair. So. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and tune in this weekend sometime for the next discussion, where we'll kind of we'll talk about the next group of episodes, and actually, to be fair, since next week is going to be the OVAs and movie. Should we add those to discussions, or should we have them separately from the show?
I would love to talk about them.
Well, yeah, we could start.
Definitely talk about. I'm wondering if we should do them in the same video.
I don't know about that. The movie I could see, because the movie takes place like after / during the arc, whereas the OVAs are like they all have certain parts where they take place.
Yeah.
And I feel like those, if we're going to combine anything with the episodes, it should be the movie. I feel like the OVA should be like their own discussion, in a sense, something like that.
Okay.
But, I mean, obviously, if people want to correct us on the idea in the comment section, they can do that. 1 like equals 1 Cobra dissolving each to puddles. please
yes.
like the video.
Oh god.
Cobra supports this.
Also, I didn't mention this at all, but the moment where they're Ichiya and party whatever were fighting the rock dragon, I full on wanted the rock dragon just to go like and just like stomp on the whole group because they were like underneath like yeah.
Nah, instead we got to see the rock dragon make fun of them though, saying dragons have a keen sense of smell, but I don't have a nose. Get wrecked, mate.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, tune in this weekend. We'll talk about the next 3 episodes. Yeah, should be very interesting to see what comes up next, how this is concluded. Hopefully my theories about the matchups and stuff go as well as I theorize. I doubt it, but whatever. That's the whole point of watching. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.